Hi guys, so welcome back to yet another tutorial on our Back to Basics playlist, channel thing, whatever you want to call it. Today we're going to be talking about cloning ourselves, not scientifically, using Photoshop. So, we'll get into that after the intro. So hi, welcome back. Yep, like I say, we're going to be talking about cloning ourselves. We're going to be using Photoshop to do that, but before we get into that, I need to tell you how we achieve this effect. So this is the effect we're looking at here. We want to have a scene with 4 versions of ourselves, or as little as you want, but the more people you have, the harder it gets. So I wanted to have 4 versions because we like the number 4. This is extremely easy to do, and it's one of these techniques that looks like you've spent a lot of time to try and create this, but it's just a lot easier than you think. So to get into this, we'll stick 4 minutes on the clock and let's get going. So I'm going to delete this layer because this is just showing you the end result. So get that deleted, and we import all 4 pictures individually. And once we've done that, we open up the first layer and the second layer, and we switch off layer 2 back on, and you're just trying to see where the difference is, which is obviously around about this area here. So keeping layer 2 on, we want to add a layer mask, which is this icon here, and a white box basically pops up here with a white line round about it. This white line basically means you've selected that layer. Now, it's a white box, we want it to be a black box, so if you press Control I or Command I on a Mac, I believe, it'll invert that box to be black. Anything that's black is hidden, anything that's white is revealed, so we want to hide everything on layer 2 just now. So if I enable and disable that layer, you can see nothing's happening. So we want to have it enabled, we want to be on the layer mask, and you can see here we're on black. I want to be on white, so if I press X, it swaps between your background and foreground color. And have a big enough brush. We want to make sure that the size is whatever you think it needs to be, but the hardness we want to have down at 0%, and just start painting where you know the other version of yourself is in the scene. So I want to try and get some of the shadows dealt with as well, so I'm going to increase the size of the brush by pressing the square bracket. The right square bracket increases the brush, left square bracket decreases the size of the brush, and there we go. It blends all of the shadows, and we have an image here that looks like it could have been twins in the photograph. To get a third person, we just repeat the exact same process, enable the layer, select the layer by clicking on this part here, and add a layer mask. The layer mask is automatically selected once you create a layer mask, and press Control and I, Command I in the Mac, and that will effectively hide everything that you've just enabled on that layer. And you then decrease the brush size because I know that I don't need to have as big a brush, and just paint down like so. Another version of myself. Now you can see here I've accidentally went over a bit of my feet and definitely my arms. So if you press X, that'll jump back to the background color, and then I can just re-add that back in subtly like so. And I can do the same over here. Now jump back to X. I press X to jump back again, and I can just add a bit of shadow here because there was a problem with the arm of the chair, and also I must have pulled out some of this blue roll here, so that's that taken care of. You basically want to see if you can see things that aren't right. Now I know the chair isn't right here, but we don't need to worry about that because the next again layer will take care of this area. So if I enable that, you can see I'm sitting to one side, and that's going to hide the bit that's faint. Click on the layer and add a layer mask by clicking on the icon and pressing Control I again, or Command I on the Mac, and start painting where that person is. Again, I'm going to end up going over the background version of himself with the blue shirt and maybe deleting a bit of the picture on that layer that I shouldn't, but I can always go back and fix that. And there we go. That's the scene. There is 4 of me in it. That is a nightmare scenario having 4 of me. Another wee tip, to merge all of these layers together into one layer, you can press Control, Shift, Alt and E, or Command Control Shift E on the Mac, and that puts everything all into the one layer like so. And there we have it, a nightmare scenario image. If this has been interesting and you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and click the little bell notification so you get notifications of my next video upload. Comment below if you've got other ways of doing this. Let's just get this community started. Let's start using the comments below and tell me if you liked the video, you didn't like the video, it was too complicated, it wasn't complicated enough. If you want a challenge, I don't know, just comment below. See you in the next video. Cheers for watching. Bye bye.